Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Listen, I don't know what y'all came to hear me talk about today, but this one's personal. Trigger warning, sexual harassment. Done broke my damn teacup. Last weekend, I had a meet and greet. And at this meet and greet, a man who has been internet stalking me, sexually harassing me and making threatening gestures showed up. This man crossed state lines to get in line at a tea room in Brooklyn, New York to get up close and personal with me. This man, everybody, was black. Now this isn't a message about hating black men. Cause it's never that. Girl, they swear you hate black men. Girl, and they swear I'm single. I guess they ain't seen a ring that's been on my finger every Friday since we started. This is a message about how we as a community love to call cancel culture, or to attack black women, black gay men and women, or trans people when we identify areas of toxic black masculinity that continue to threaten our livelihoods instead of just allowing for a space to correct malevolent behaviors. And you know what I dislike most about cancel culture? Girl, what? Y'all be centering the narrative on the people that are doing the harm rather than the people that are getting hurt, and I don't like that. Well, why you gotta call them out in public? Where else I'm supposed to do it? In private? No, we're trying to break generational curses. And black families have been doing that for far too long, and there's plenty of black millennials in therapy right now that can vouch for it. Now, beyond my situation being some scary shit, here's the problem. I made it extremely clear to this man that I did not want him to contact me, that his advances were unwanted and wildly inappropriate. And do you know what he said in response? "Ah, baby, you don't gotta do me like that." A plethora of other sexually charged statements. But what was worse? He said, "You belong to me now. Your body is my property, and I own you." Nigga, what? His responses were reflective of a larger culture, of men suggesting that no means yes, that no means not yet, that no means wear her down, or simply that the desires of men outweigh the safety, consent, and boundary needs of women. Living proof of how language, rhetoric, and jokes can jeopardize vulnerable groups and wreak havoc in their actual everyday lives. We're having this conversation today because some of you are confused about who I am and what I stand for. Parking Lot Pimpin is an educational short series in service to and rooting for everybody that is black, including the women and including the rainbow. And sometimes that means centering the isms that affect the women and the rainbow that are perpetrated by black men, some of whom happen to be your faves. So sorry, but not sorry, I don't have time to buy into the act of hero-fying figureheads, because as American history has shown us, somebody else's hero could be somebody else's villain. Talk to them! Ella Baker, aka the heartbeat of the civil rights movement, reminded us that a strong people do not need strong leaders. She shifted her support of the SCLC, where the movement was being centered on Dr. King and his optics, to SNCC, where multitudes were empowered to stand together and stake change to organize, regardless of how somebody grew up, regardless of who their daddy was, whether or not they got pregnant out of wedlock, whether they were gay or straight, because she understood that liberation was not about how you looked or what you identified as, but what you could do. She also knew for damn sure that liberation could not be achieved by focusing on one form of oppression. Okay, relax before you get slain in the spirit or something. Sorry. Now, where was I? It is not my MO to give you my opinion. It is my MO to provide you with underrepresented perspectives that are backed by historical patterns so that you can trace the implications of a thing, so everybody can stop acting like these anti-black events that happen week after week are just isolated incidents. This series is interdisciplinary, which means we will discuss topics through a lens of historical, sociological, psychological, literary, feminist, and gender study context, as well as lived experiences. So that means I am not here to only preach about the things the black community as a whole needs white people to understand. I'm also here to preach about the things groups of black people need other groups of black people to understand. Preach to them today. And again, we are not asking for you to be perfect. Just recognize when you're wrong and say sorry. That adage that you are black first and so you must put black things before other parts of you is old. And the idea that other groups of people are just going to have to wait on you to get your liberation first is disappointing. Because there is no hierarchy of oppression, and because none of us are free until all of us are free, and that's on Audre Lorde. One of y'all find me a mic so I can drop it.